Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Damian Hill. Without me tonight is DJ O'Connor because I absolutely hate that guy. He is no longer part of the show. Just kidding. He's actually taking care of his son. His wife is pregnant. They already do have a 2-year-old. His wife is busy at work, and he needs to be a father right now. Now, I'm sitting here with Josh Clark tonight, who's getting ready to break another world record for those of you that don't know, and we'll get a little bit more into that. But first, the sponsors of the show are Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Inkstring Statue out in New Brighton, Minnesota, Valhalla Combat Sports, The Fighters, Origin Wellness CBD out in Minneapolis, Minnesota, James Clark Sports Psychology and Hypnosis Therapy, and TJ's mom. How are you doing tonight, Josh?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Now, you just came off of a recent world record breaking, the most sit-ups in 5 minutes. Now you're going after another world record. What's the inspiration behind going after this world record?
I've always wanted to break world records. I mean, not always, but like it's always been in the back of my mind just because my dad's done them before. And I've seen growing up with my dad, obviously, I've seen him fight. I've seen him break world records. I've seen him do all these things, and it's kind of inspired me of like, is this something I'm gonna do, or is this what I want to do too? And then it took me some time to figure it out, but I mean, these are the things that I want to do. I want to do the things that do it in my own way, but be in his footsteps, but I have my own path. But the inspiration of doing these world records, I mean, it just pretty much is like I'm doing them as a fundraiser event to help. The first one I did was the most sit-ups in 5 minutes. I did that for Valhalla Combat Sports, my gym. I did it to help, for funds and expenses and just gear. The second one right here, I wasn't planning on doing another one for not till probably later in the summer just to kind of do another one. But I mean, I work at Title Boxing Club. I'm a boxing trainer there. And then they've been, because of the corona, especially the governor, they've been, dealing with, payments and not being able to pay their bills just because they're not making any money right now. So, they're struggling with that, and I just want to help them out. So I decided to look up another world record. I was thinking about something to do with boxing, and I found something I can do, and then I just decided to jump on it early, and then just to get that going, just to help them out. It's a fundraiser event for their gym.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit more about the situation going on with title boxing right now, and the world record that you're actually going after.
Okay. Yeah. So what's going on with Title Boxing Club is, since Governor Waltz, he's reopening certain places, but he's not letting gyms be open still, and then that's affecting Title Boxing Club. It's affecting the members. It's affecting the coaches and trainers that work there, but especially affecting the owner, Lana Anderson and Mark Royce, who they own Title Boxing Club. They own 3 of them, the one in Rogers, Arden Hills, and Coon Rapids, and they're they obviously it's a franchised organization. They're paying bills for that. They're paying a bunch of money to stay open. And because of this, because the gym's not being able to be open, it's really affecting their business, and they're losing a lot of money. And they're in a high percentage of being able, probably closing.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's really messed up about the whole situation. But let me just backtrack a little bit. You said that they're still having to pay the rent for their facilities, and what was the other thing that you said that they were paying for?
Franchise, I think they still have to.
Yeah, so they have to pay to be a part of the title franchise.
I believe so, yeah.
And title, I understand them charging them to use their name to help sell the classes and the facility. I get all of that. But they're still charging them to use their name even while they're not open.
I'm not sure if the franchise is still charging them. I know the rent is, for sure.
Wow.
And then, they're paying, they have, I'm not sure, I don't want to speak out of context because, I don't know all the details. I just know what the matter at hand is, that they're probably, you know, if they don't have any help, or they can't open, then they're going to close. So I'm just, you know, that's the, you know, the reason for doing this world record is to help spread word about it, get people to donate, and, you know, just kind of help keep it alive. You know, I mean, I work there, and I enjoy being there. So
Yeah. Well, I had seen a story on Fox 9 about it. I actually even shared it in the weekend update. But the sheriffs they either called him or showed up to shut down a class that he was still planning on having, because he was willing to open up the doors even though the shutdown was going down. And he even had enough loyal members to show up that were willing to train and willing to practice. Could you tell me a little bit what happened from what you know about that situation?
yeah, for sure. I actually was the person that taught the first class back, so I
Oh,
got to hear some of the information. And then when I saw them a few days ago, well, what happened was, like, so we wanted to come reopen again, but obviously we wanted to reopen with certain protocols. We wanted the members to come back in, because a lot of the members want to come back in and work out, and they've been writing us, and they've been writing Mark and Lana about it, you know, and then the coaches are, you know, happily wanting to come back too. So we decided to open back up. Well, obviously we're going to take certain protocols and then still keep the members safe, even the ones that are still afraid of this thing. So we did certain protocols of, like, opening a class up. We removed every other bag, so people had more than 7 or 11 feet apart from each other, and then they get to spread out. I still ran the class. I made sure I was 6 feet apart or more away from them. They could still hear me. I'm walking around and everything. So the class went great. Everything went great. We wiped everything down from the beginning of the class, end of the class. Everything went great. About a half an hour after the class was done, I think Mark received a phone call from the sheriff or the police saying, or someone ratted them out that they were open, and then they said it was an anonymous tip. So then they threatened Mark and Lana a $3,000 fine, and they said that if they decide to stay open and go against the orders, then they're going to get charged a $3,000 fine for per class that they do. So then they showed up there at I think before the next class was supposed to begin, to see what we were doing. And then Lana was inside the Title Boxing Club, and then she walked out. I think she got it recorded too, but she walked out and said, "So what are you guys doing here?" And then they're like, "Oh, we're just here for the pizza or something, or we're just here for the pizza place over here," which was a lie. They were parked right out in front of Title Boxing Club to see if they were going to open and have people work out there. And if they did, they're probably going to fine them the $3,000 per class.
wow. Now, do you know, because you might not, but is that the city or the state that's sending out the fine?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it might have. I don't want to, you know, say something that might not be true, but
Well, yeah. If you don't know, then you don't know. You know.
Yeah, I think it's.
I just kind of.
Yo, sorry.
No, I think there's a little bit of a delay. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah. So I think the police just said that there were orders, you know, but I mean, like, that's not the law.
Yeah, the orders. Oh my God, like that. That's one of the easiest cop outs to ever use. And granted, like, it's a cop out. Like, oh, I'm just doing my job. Like, dude, whatever. We're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into all of that. But I guess when the when you're going for this world record, what is the end goal? To try and raise enough money so they can postpone uh, closing their doors, because eventually, if the quarantine lasts long enough, that's going to be the only option for almost all of these small businesses around here. This is one of those things that I feel like hopefully people donate enough to help buy you guys some more time. But what is the end goal? Do you think that this is gonna get people to really realize I don't know, the harm that this is doing to all of the small businesses and the people to actually do something about it?
Yeah, I mean, the main goal I'm trying to do with this is, like, I want to, you know, buy them some extra time, even if, let's say, worst case scenario, they do have to close, which would be, you know, it would be terrible. But if they do have to close, I mean, at least help them pay for their bills, whatever debt they have, and what, you know, at least help them out in that way. But what I would like, I mean, would be that they would continue to stay open, or at least buy some more time, so when we can open, whenever the governor lets us, that we could still run. It'll take us some time to get back on our feet, but hopefully, keeps the doors open for a little bit while longer. So when we do finally, open up the doors for the members to come back in, that we're going back to what we used to be doing. Obviously, with with certain protocols and procedures, but at least having people back in there and they can start recouping their business.
Yeah, well, one of the things that don't quote me on this either. Well, actually, quote me on this, but I'm not quoting anybody when I say this. I'm just cliff notes from what I had started to read, because I don't finish articles, I just start them. But anyway, the coronavirus is killed in heat, like above 80 degrees or something like that. That's why a lot of the fast food places, a lot of the grocery stores, if you're working in the deli or certain things like that, you don't have to wear a mask because of the ovens that are on, create enough heat around you and things like that. Well, if title boxing turns up the heat in the motherfucking place while everybody's working out, wouldn't that kill the coronavirus? I mean, that's just my argument. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's not a question or anything, but that's just my argument. Like, to each their own. It should be. That's how the governor should be treating it. Like, if people want to go to the gym and get infected, then go to the gym and get infected, because he's not stopping anybody from going to fucking Walmart. And anybody can go to Walmart. It's not usually the most healthy people going to the gym. I mean, going to Walmart. It's usually healthy people going to the gym. I mean, I had that messed up, but yeah.
For sure. I agree. Like, I think, if anything, like, going to the gym is probably the best thing you can do. It's good for your immune system, getting a workout and sweating things out, and then even, I mean, I can understand maybe having like weightlifting gyms closed, because people don't really, people, might not wipe down their equipment after they're done. But title boxing club, I mean, we're categorized as if we were Lifetime Fitness, which we're not. People are coming in, they're not using any gear, they're using their own gloves. They're hitting a bag. They don't even have to hit a bag. They can just shadow box if they wanted to, and then just come and get a workout and get out. Like, that's pretty much it. And I mean, if anything, if you're gonna catch, something, it's probably gonna be at a store with other sick people, and they're not even doing social distancing. I mean, I've been to Walmart, I've been to Costco, I've been to all these other different stores the last couple of months. It's been packed in there every single time. When I think, if anything, getting a workout in, having like a boxing gym be open is probably a good thing, because you can stay away from each other but still get your work in.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I definitely agree. And this is one of those things where I hope that this does raise enough awareness for title boxing and all of the other small businesses in general, just to get everybody else on board, to let everybody know that, hey, the small businesses are going to go out of business if the governor doesn't end this quarantine, or at least in the restrictions. What is ticketing or violating people going to do? Because they're already in the hole. He's already in debt. And now you're going to ticket him for opening up to try and make money that would ultimately pay the fucking ticket you're trying to give the guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a very stressful situation. Like, I've seen, Mark and Lana, and then they've been on the news a couple of times already, and they're just, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them, for the people that want to go back. I mean, I work there. I mean, it's I don't know. I just feel this whole situation has been just, this is stressful. But, like, I mean, that's what hopefully, doing this world record, gets people like to notice, save Title Boxing Club, save small businesses. Let's get our lives back. Let's start doing stuff, instead of just staying at home. I mean, like, I was talking to Lana the other day. She's the owner. She was saying that, like, some of the members that are at our gym, they went back to smoking. They went back to drinking, unhealthy eating habits. They've kind of taken steps back, not being able to get their outlet.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's a boxing gym. They're just punching the bag, but that's their release for the day. They're not getting there. People. I mean, there's the percentages and of the, suicide rates have gotten up since this thing's happened, just because people are depressed. What helps with depression? Working out.
Yeah. It releases the endorphins, I mean, and you're going to be getting quite the workout in when you're going for your world record. Most pad rounds in 4 hours, man. I mean,
It's
that's a
actually
crazy feat in
the most
itself.
consecutive. So this is, yeah, I'll touch base on the world record, but I was looking at different ones. So I did contact Guinness Book of World Records, and there was one. The record was in 24. It took 24 hours. It was the most holding pads, like coaching.
Okay.
So that's what I wrote them. I've been writing them back and forth. But then I talked to them. I told them, is there one with like somebody hitting the pads? For how, and then they said technically there isn't an official record for that. So I wrote them and saying, I told them that what about if my goal would be to reach 100 rounds, and I did it 3 minutes apiece, 1 minute break, like in a fight. And then I told them, and then they said that they would consider that as a new record. So I'd be setting that record. It'd be a new one that no one's really tried before. So
Okay.
that's the one I'm gonna go for. And then so I calculated I'm gonna do 100 rounds. That's the goal. 100 rounds, 3 minutes, 1 minute break. I'm gonna start this Thursday, so it'll be May 28th. It'll start at 1 o'clock, and it should last me. I calculate everything. It should last me till 7:44 at night. So
Oh wow.
it'll take me 6 hours and 44 minutes to complete it. So I'm gonna be doing 100 rounds, and then I think that's my goal, and then to have people come in. I made an event on Facebook. You guys can, look it up and then go to it. I'm going to be there for 6 hours and 44 minutes. So stop in by, cheer me on, support title. If anybody wants to hold pads for me, I had people write me when I made a post a few days ago. Hey dude, can I come in and hold pads for you? I want to help out. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Like come by in, hop in
Yeah.
for a few rounds. I'll hit pads with you. I mean, and then so like
Yeah.
I've had like I think probably like 10, 12 people write me saying they want to do it. I'm like, yeah, come on in, hop
All
in the
right.
ring with me, and then they'll be doing pad work with me. So whoever wants to come and hold pads, I'm gonna be there for 6 hours and 44 minutes.
Yeah. So shit, I might have to show up. Maybe. I don't know. No. No, but no, this is great. This is definitely a great cause, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be supporting you and have your back behind this. Now, how can people donate? How can people reach out? Who do they contact?
Yeah, so you guys can contact me, contact Title Boxing. Look them up on Facebook. It's a Title Boxing Club, Arden Hills. They own 3 different titles, but I'm going to be doing it at the Arden Hills location. And then it's going to be in the boxing ring. And then you guys can come in, support. You guys can donate money. I started a GoFundMe page. I think in just 24 hours of me just making the GoFundMe page, I already have $1,245 so far.
Oh
So
wow.
if we keep it on pace, people keep on donating, keep spreading the word. Hopefully, maybe it might not cover all the expenses, but I mean, it'll definitely help them out for sure. And whether we can open back up or just help them out with what we're going through right now. So you guys can donate there. We're gonna have a donation jar at the events. You guys can come in. I mean, I'll be in the ring. You guys can support. And then yeah, just look it up. It's called World Record Fundraiser for Title Boxing Club. It's on
Yeah.
Facebook. I'll be posting it and sharing it on my
I'll
Facebook and Instagram.
I'll be sure to put a link at the bottom of the screen and in the description of the video. And I guess before we go, is there anybody you'd like to shout out for breaking the world record? I mean, in obvious title boxing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just want to, obviously thank you for, giving me a platform to talk about this and getting, spreading the word about it more. And I want to thank my gym, Valhalla Combat Sports, all my coaches and teammates and members that are, a lot of them have been supporting me. Just announcing this a few days ago, I'm like, let's do it. And then they're all
Yeah.
supporting me. All of them said they're going to come in, support, and hold pads or do whatever. And then I just want to thank them, my sponsors, Ink Strings Tattoo, Origin Wellness CBD, Max Nutrition in Coon Rapids, Paul and Mrs. Photography. There's thing in Riddle of Steel. I'm trying to James Clark Sports Psychology. There's other ones. I just want to thank everybody, especially Title Boxing Club. Title Boxing Club. I mean, I went in there. Went in there. I was like 19 years old. Talked to Mark. I tried out a class. He hired me on the spot. and then I've been there ever since, and they're just great people to work with, and it's been a blessing working there. I enjoy the members, the community, the staff, and it's been going great there. And I'd be sad if they were to they happen to close the doors permanently. It'd be a terrible thing. So this is what I'm doing it for. I mean obviously I want to break this record, but I'm doing it not for myself, but for everybody else. Doing it for everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, Josh, everybody should be applauding you right now if they aren't already. And I can't wait to see you set this new world record and also raise enough money and enough awareness to get the governor thrown out of office and to end this quarantine. I don't know if your goal was that part that I thrown in about him getting thrown out of office.
Yeah,
but
I'm for that. Like, let's get him out of there. Like,
oh yeah,
it just I don't know. He doesn't think about small businesses. So
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So, and I appreciate you for taking the time to be with us and tell us about this, because we are nothing without the fighters, and I'm glad that I can do my part in any way. And I can't wait to see you break this record. Thank you again for being with us tonight, Josh.
Yeah. Thanks, Damien. Appreciate it a lot.